But let's start with the big news then. Augusta National Women's Amateur Championship, friend of the podcast, and someone who won the Sunningdale Foursomes 2 years ago, must like the playing in these tournaments early in the year, because Lottie Woad has only become the first ever European golfer to win the Augusta National Women's Amateur Championship. Of course, the final round does take place at Augusta National. And she did it in style as well, because the 21-year-old, she won by one shot. Actually, she was leader going into the final round. I wouldn't say she struggled a little bit, but obviously, some of the players caught up with her. But then last 4 holes, 3 birdies in the last 4 holes, including birdieing the 17th hole and the 18th hole. And she finished 1 stroke ahead of American Bailey Shoemaker. So well done to her. She's a student at Florida State University. So on the back of that, she now qualifies to play in the US Open, the US Women's Open, and also the Women's Open, which take place at St Andrews this year. And I know you're a good friend of her. And I only found this out this evening. I've got a feeling I know why you're a good friend of her.
Yeah, she's a Leeds United fan. Yeah, she is. I know her dad quite well as well. They're both members down at Farnham Golf Club, which is a club that's very close to me as well. And I've had the huge pleasure of being present and actually broadcasting Lottie Woad's win at Sunningdale Foursomes and her win at the English under 18s. I think it was the English under 18s at Farnham as well a couple of years ago. So, I've had the real pleasure of being first on the green once she's sunk the winning putt a couple of times. And I can tell you, you don't need me to tell you this, she's got a big, big future ahead of her. Do you know what? Right, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't want to put any extra pressure on Lottie, but it doesn't really matter what I say, to be honest, anyway. But I'm going to say she's going to finish top 10 in one of those 2 majors this year.
Wow, that would be some statement. That would be, and credit to her as well, because she's staying in the amateur ranks for the time being. She could quite easily turn professional just on the back of what she's done. So well done to her. Right, and also if you're watching the US Masters this week, just think about the fact that she birdied the 17th and 18th hole. I bet you there's going to be some professionals who take that come Sunday evening, and if they go on and win the tournament, then well done to them. Right, now staying with the junior golf news then, let's work our way across the Atlantic then. Starting Ireland then. Irish Boys Amateur Championship took place. Familiar name once again, mentioned on a lot of occasions on this podcast. Sean Keeling has won that competition by 7 shots, 135, 7 under par. He finished. It was actually reduced to 36 holes due to the strong winds there. Robert Gary finished in second place, tied alongside Sean Cloonan. Staying over in Ireland, it was the Irish Under-21 Junior Open Elite Tour event that took place at Lough Erne. The winner there was Ben Oberholzer, an Irish golfer, and another Irish golfer won the Ulster Under-16 Boys Amateur Championship as well. That was Patrick Tuffy. On this side of the Irish Sea then, back over to the UK, the Stephen Gallagher Foundation Classic that took place at Gossick Golf Club over in Scotland. Boys winner was, how about this for a surname? This is not a surname you want in golf, is it? Callum Hook.
Oh, well, no. But
you can see the headlines, can't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, but he's got a golf game because he won the tournament. He won the boys' competition. Roisin Scanlon, who's an Irish golfer, she won the girls' competition then. So well done to Callan and Roisin. Staying in Scotland, it was the R&A Student Tour Series that took place at St Andrews. The final there, boys' winner was Ryan Griffin. The other Irish golfer, it's been a good week or so for the Irish golfers. Girls' winner was Lucy Jameson from England. We'll flip over to Europe for a second. A couple of French competitions took place. The French International Boys Championship. The Under-18s champion was Oscar Kuhlen. And the Under-16 champion was Michael Mayer from Germany. And the International Junior Ladies Championship, Under-21s won by Lily Reiter. And the Under-18s was Nagor Martinez. Same with the international golf then. Mentioned about the Irish doing well. Well, they had the quadrangular. Easy for me to say. 4 of them in it. Let's go with that. 4 teams in it. It was Ireland, Holland, or Netherlands, I should say, Scotland and Wales. And Ireland won that, though. Really close match, though, because they all played against each other. Ireland actually drew the first 2 matches, but was still in the competition going into their final match against Wales. And they won by 1 point. And that was enough to take them to the top of the leaderboard. So well done to Ireland for winning that one. Another international match took place. This was a mixed international match, junior under-16s, Spain against England. and Spain won that one. So well done to Spain. Back over to England then, just a couple of tournaments to mention. The Fowler Series, we've got a photo of the winner here. It took place at Brocket Hall, which is the first junior tour event of the year on the Fowler Series in this country. That's Josh Thompson, because he won the overall competition. And bear in mind, this is for under 21s. Josh is actually in the under 16s category. So well done to him. So beat some really good golfers there. And what a finish as well, because his scores were 77, 70 and 74. But his last 6 holes, he was 1 under par. And going down the 18th, it was level between him and James sorry, I forgot who the person who was the second. But basically, it came down to the two of them. The person who was playing against Bogan the last hole, he got a par, and that was it, 1 by 1 shot. James Baxter was the one who won the under 21s competition, and he birdied the 18th hole to win by 1 shot as well. The two girls competitions, a lot more straightforward there. Maya Hatchell won the under 16s, and Georgia Newbold, another player who has been mentioned on the podcast on a few occasions. She actually qualified and played in the Fowler Series Grand Final over in the UAE last year. She won the under 21s category by 5 shots. And just finally, competitions which I organised on the Shires Junior Golf Tour. We had our first event of the year, which took place at the Forest of Arden. You ever been to the Forest of Arden, Ian?
No, I haven't actually. Never.
Very, very nice golf course, championship golf course, but it was a little bit wet, shall we say. Fairways were great, greens were great, but anywhere where you walked, anywhere between the fairway and the green, it was a little bit damp, shall we say. So there was some guys had a bit of a practice on the day before. Basically, if you went about a yard off the fairway, you do well to find your ball. So we obviously had to change the rules a little bit to make it a little bit fairer. But Josh Gardner, who played in that England International, though, he hit the first tee shot in that game, in that competition. And he shot a 1 under par gross round. So well done to Josh for winning the gross prize. And then we had another event on the Friday at Ashby Guys and Woburn Sands. Got there at 7 o'clock in the morning after set me at 5 o'clock.
Oh, no. Rained off.
Yes. So yes.
Been there many times. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's been the story of our winter, really, hasn't it? Not been great weather-wise, but hopefully things are improving. And we shall start having a few more golf competitions.
Well, the weather's better. The weather's a lot warmer now. A lot more.
Yes, warmer, just not necessarily drier. That's the thing which we need.